Hello, my lunatic friend. I am the Crypto Lunatic, live from the Lunar Café, bringing you hidden gems before they pop and simplifying the language of crypto for newcomers. And today I am the man from Avantis. So I was been looking at volume. I've been looking at trading volume, and this tiny little low cap crypto is getting a lot of volume in, and I'm asking myself why. Why is there so much volume going into this tiny little coin? What is it? What's going on? So when I went to the top 500 of coin market cap and I pressed who's got the biggest volume, it was very predictable. Bitcoins, Ethereum, Solanas, XRPs. And then suddenly this coin with a market cap of 170 million in amongst all of these billion market cap coins, it seemed out of place. So I've decided to explore it. Why is Avantis getting so much volume? What is going on? What does it do? Is it a bargain? Should you get in? Is it time to FOMO, my friends, or is it time to leave this thing alone? So, like anything else I say, this is not financial advice. This is an educational resource to show you how to look into coins for yourself, how to do your own research. Because there's a lot of hype in crypto, you can get badly burned. And if you don't know how to think for yourself, then that will happen because most people are going to lose. That's the stats, my friends. That's the stats. So, with that in mind, join me on a little journey and we will explore Avantis. So here we are. We see it's got a market cap of 170 million, which is, it's definitely not degen, but it's small enough to make it interesting. We see a fully diluted valuation of 660 million. And that tells me we have got a messy token vesting schedule. This is generally not a good sign. I'll go into that in more detail as we move forward. So as we go down, we see there's 84,000 holders. That is a good sign. It's a lot of people holding a very relatively low cap coin. We also see 106 million total value locked. Now, considering the market cap is only 170 million, that's a good amount of value locked already in a small stage project. So it's interesting. It looks interesting from the get-go. We go down, we see it's on Binance and Coinbase. Now, this is very promising. All the top tier exchanges, that's a very good sign. So it has great availability. Lots of people have the capacity to buy this. It's easy to buy. This is the part that I don't like, the token unlock schedule. There are only 27% of the tokens unlocked here, which means we've got 72% of tokens to be released onto the market at some stage, which I'll show you at what stage. Now, this is price dilution. So however good the coin is, which it may be great, it means that there's going to be dilution that comes. And we go down. This is one of the most important things to look for in crypto, the unlock schedule. Now we go here and we see here's where we're at. You can see where it says unlocked 27.16%. And you can look at the date, October the 17th. 1 week at time, there's a little unlock. Look, we're up to 27.43. And we go a week after that, tiny little another unlock, 27.69. So every week, there's little amounts of tokens being leaked onto the market, which means early stage investors are continually getting paid every single week. This is terrible tokenomics. You might be saying to yourself, but that's only a small percentage. That's not going to make much of a difference. You're right. Maybe it's not going to make much of a difference, but every single week. That is a conspiracy to keep the price down. Now, it could be generating loads of money so that this is offset, but this is a terrible unlock schedule. It could be worse, but it could be a hell of a lot better as well. Every single week, tokens are going back. So with that in mind, we want to know, what are these early stage investors sitting on? What sort of profits are they sitting on? Are they likely to sell their tokens? So this now becomes critical information. And we traditionally find that here on CryptoRank, where we go down, see the market cap, the fully diluted market cap. We see that the total supply and the maximum supply are both the same. So we've got a billion on both. But we see the circulating supply is only 263 million. So we've got just over a quarter of the supply is unlocked and the rest is to come. This is telling us an unlock schedule in 18 days. That is different information from what we're getting on coin market cap. So already this just shows you that different sources of data are out of sync sometimes, and you need to check your data from multiple different sources. Now, usually here it tells you what the early stage investors get in, but this information is not available. So I've done the next best thing. I've gone to Grok and I've asked them, Grok, to the best of your knowledge, what did early stage investors pay for Avantis Crypto? So it lists here when they got in and how much they invested, but nobody knows because they've not made this information public. So Grok's best estimate is that they paid between 4.5 cents and 7 cents per coin. Now, I want this to sink in. That might not be entirely accurate, but that won't be far away from what the early stage investors get in. Now, remember, the guys that got these tokens are getting their tokens unlocked every single week. Are they likely to take profits? Well, let's say that it's 0.6 cents, somewhere in the middle, 6 cents per token. And we look at the market now, they're already sitting on an 11x gain. So the odds that they're going to take profits are high probability, my friends. So this is definitely going to be a factor that suppresses the price moving forward. And the unlock schedule goes on right through till here, which is October 2028, my friends. That's a brutal unlock schedule. And this is definitely a massive minus for Avantis to start the ball rolling. So let's look now at base scan. Who's holding the tokens? Now we see 74% of the tokens in a single wallet. Now the odds are, without me doing a deep research, that this is the staking wallet on the platform. This is where the total value locked is. Binance is obviously an exchange who've got the next biggest allocation. And we go to the website. Now, global markets, limitless leverage. What does this mean, my friends? So this means that you can go on and you can bet on the future price and you can put on 500x leverage. But for newcomers, you'll be all they go in looking at is, wow, I can make 500 times more than if I did a normal trade. The reality of that, if the market retraces just slightly, it will wipe out your money. So what this means for retail traders is that this is a very convenient way to lose everything. That's the reality of what it is for most people. Unless you're a professional trader, and even a professional trader is likely to get wiped out with 500x leverage. There's no way market makers will let a long or a short run on 500x leverage. That is just the way that it works, my friends. So this is a very sophisticated way for a lot of people to lose their money really fast. And if they're going to be stupid enough to lose their money really fast, then you can profit from it from buying tokens in Aventis. That's the reality of the situation, or at least partial reality of the situation, my friends. We go to the X account. We see 170, it's how 107,000 followers, which is impressive. And we see a pretty active account, very active account. So this is impressive. There's clearly stuff going on. There's a lot of volume. There's stuff going on. Now, this is my little prompt on Claude that I run all tokens through. So I'm going to read you part of this. So the executive summary for Aventis. It's the largest decentralized perpetual futures exchange on Base, enabling leverage trading up to 500x of crypto and real-world assets, including forex, commodities, indices, and equities. Founded by Pantera Capital veterans Harsej Singh and Raymond Dong. Aventis pioneered zero-free perpetuals where traders only pay fees on profits, no entry or exit. Since launching in February 2024, the platform has processed 20 billion in cumulative volume with 15 million annualized revenue run rate. So this is making money, and it's making money through people investing in real world assets and markets and also getting liquidated, which is the way of the world, my friends. So it's making a lot of money and it's getting a lot of volume and it's got some very good people behind it that know what they're doing. And the overall project score here is 74. Now, if you're new to the channel, that's very good. If you're a veteran here, you'll know that that's very good. And the undervaluation probability 76. This is a very high metric. This is an impressive metric as well as to whether it's a good time to get in or not. So you can pause and look through because this is a general deep dive that I do with this prompt. Talking about the traction, it's talking about the zero fee perpetual. So it has a unique selling point. It lures people into making ridiculous bets, and that's what it is. Using leverage is high likelihood of failure gambling for most people. It is gambling, my friends. It's gambling and it's worse. 500x leverage should be banned for retail traders, in my own personal opinion. 100x leverage should be banned. 50x leverage, 25x leverage should be banned. We should never let retail have anything more than 3 to 5x leverage, in my own personal opinion. And even that is dodgy, my friends. As some of you will have found out last week with the retrace. So the tokenomics, terrible. We know that. We've looked at it. The product roadmap is ambitious, apparently, with upcoming catalysts. Major backing. So here's this comprehensive scoring matrix, and it scores high, my friends. It's got a great unique selling point, a very high percentage there with zero fee perpetuals and real world asset access. There is a demand in the market. There's a great competitive position. The tokenomics quality is terrible. That's the worst part of it. It's got great trading volume. That's insane. Now, bear in mind, this is under a 200 million market cap coin, getting 577 million in volume a day. That's insane. Absolutely insane, which means it's going to be volatile. Social sentiment is good. Community, okay. Revenue is great. Team quality is great. Technology is great. Development is pretty good. On-chain health is great, and so is market timing. It's very high scores. Same for all of the undervaluation analysis. This is a very high score. So this is the catalyst and risk assessment of stuff that's happening. So it's got a tokenized equities launch. It's a native layer 2 announcement. There's additional exchange listings to come, which will always pump the price. So let's look at the risks. So these are critical. Massive sell pressure from airdrop claims. So they've given out loads of airdrops here, which means that people got free money that they're going to cash in, and that's going to suppress the price. The vesting schedule is going to suppress the price. So this is the 74% supply overhang. So there was a recent 76% crash where the momentum was broken. That could be an exit or an entry potential for everyone else, and a speculative frenzy. So let's look at the investment thesis. The bull case is $2.50 to $5. The base case is about $1 to $1.50, and the bear case is 25 cents to 40 cents. So the conviction is moderate high, which is a sort of slightly above average. So this is a classic case of a token that's got an absolute it's got the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good is very unique. It's got good tech. It's got elite backing. The bad, it's got terrible tokenomics. And the ugly is that this is going to make money from ruining lives from people with gambling addictions. That's the reality, my friends. Addicted gamblers are going to get on this. They're going to see the dollar signs in their eyes. They're going to start putting on 500x leverage trades, and they're going to get wiped out. And you, as the token holder, are going to benefit from that. So that is what you're doing here. Let's look at the time frames as well. So you see that it's up 150% over all time because it started life here at 24 cents. And we know that the early stage investors got in at roughly 6 cents, roughly. Let's take the time frame down so you can put this more in perspective. That's the 1 year time frame. This is the 1 month time frame. Now, when we go to 1 month, you can see that this is actually looking like a fairly good entry point, especially when we go down to 7 days, because it looks like it's just turned bullish. It looks like it's turned bullish. So although you might think on this chart, oh, I've missed my entry point, I could have got in at 46. In the bigger picture of things, 66 is not that terrible, especially if we go out to a month, because it wasn't that long ago. It was a month ago. It was trading at $2.21. So, my friends, there you go. There is an overview of Aventis. Now, this is a classic. This is a very interesting coin. Is that there's a very strong case to be made for. There's a very strong case to be made against. Will I be investing in Aventis? No, I won't. And the reason I won't isn't because of the quality of the coin or the tech. It's because of what it does. It's going to ruin people's lives. Now, there are some people that like to profit out of that. I am not one of them. Certainly not with 500x leverage. That seems to be an unfair risk return for the retail investor that doesn't really know what they're doing. And for anyone that's used leverage in crypto, you will know what a ruinous game that can be for people. So I would actually say stay away from leverage. Aventis, you'll probably make money with this coin. It looks promising and it looks profitable, but I won't be entering it, my friend. And that is my review, because I am a lunatic here on the Lunar Café, and that is what I do. I sip tea and eat cake and review cryptos. And if you've got any cryptos you'd like me to look at, put them in the comments if there's any questions you have. If you're using Aventis, then let me know what your experience is. Join the comments. Help me out here. Part of these, I look at them to show you how to do research, but I'm genuinely curious about the user experience of using these platforms as well. So do get involved in the comments. And if you've liked this and you're still watching, my friends, then do subscribe to the channel and give a little channel a little bit of love. It will be appreciated and you'll get more of the same. And speaking of which, there'll be another video there. But either way, stay lunatic, have fun, and make money with crypto.